So today I'm reviewing Boruto episode 245, and the title of this episode is Funamashi'S Tenacity. So starting off, we see that Team Kagura is setting up their ambush, but they don't know that Funamashi's men are spying on them, showing that Funamashi is no fool and that he figured out something was strange. We see Hibichigo and she's trying to escape, but we see that she overhears a conversation between two of Funamashi's men, and while this is happening we can see that she is conflicted as a part of her wants to go back and help the rest of Team Kagura, while another part of her fears for her life and her freedom. Moving on, I did like the ambush by Funamashi's men on Team Kagura. Talk about the element of surprise. Also, it was kind of cool to see Hibichigo, Butan, and Kyoho arrive at the time they did, with Hibichigo playing it off like she just wanted Kagura to be in her debt. Another thing that I liked is when we saw Team Kagura fighting off Funamashi's men, and Funamashi and his men are at a halt, and Funamashi was like, after coming this far, why are we struggling? Showing that Team Kagura is much stronger than they expected. We also see that Funamashi spots Kagura and he soon goes into battle to fight Kagura, and I have to say he's a really capable shinobi. Again, we see that Team 5 has arrived at the right moment, and we find out that they were able to save the rest of Team Kagura because of Mitsuki's snakes, and I think that is really cool. Being able to send snakes with messages, I mean, who knows his range. Also, they're shipping Hibichigo and Meta really hard in this episode. Moving on, we see that Team Kagura has retreated to the village to better sort out their strategy, and when we see Funamashi's men arrive and they're fighting, I have to say I really love how everyone were in their two-man squads taking on Funamashi's men. Also, we see that Funamashi is one of those guys who are dedicated to the cause, as we see him take out two of his men in order to get their blood, which is a technique that he states he got from Arayumi. Moving on, we finally get to see Kagura exert some serious power, as we see Kagura is definitely a powerful shinobi, and we see him expand the Hiramakari with his chakra and takes out Funamashi's attack. By now, we can see that Funamashi's men are confused, as their leader seems to be taken down, and for a second we think that Team Kagura has won, but out of nowhere Funamashi gets behind Kagura as he states he separated himself from the tornado at the last second. He then captures Kagura and tells the rest of Team Kagura to disarm themselves or he will hurt Kagura, so they do. But he deceives them and runs his arm-like spear through Kagura, and I have to say this was a definite shocker. I mean, Kagura has had so much character development and he seems to me possibly the future Mizukage, so to see this happen is a real big surprise. And usually when people are wounded like that, they usually die, and that's where the episode ends, leaving me on the edge of my seat as we don't know if he's gonna die or not. But it does seem likely. Overall, I did like this episode, really looking forward to see what's going to happen in the next. But that's all I had to say. Please like and subscribe if you want more content like this. Thanks for watching.